Now, when we have experiences, what comes first? Awareness, doesn't it? Okay, that's first. But your mind will go to other things. What does this mean? Is it my chakras? Am I to be in balance? Okay, am I to get a new job? Will my car run better? First is awareness. Just awareness, okay? And remember, those are things. Doesn't matter where they're at, the real side or whatever. Those are things. Everything does refer to the real universes in a way, but first is awareness. So yes, you have to take care of yourself. You have to stay in balance if you want to see it that way. But always go to awareness first instead of these ideas. See, your mind will jump to an idea. What does this mean? Is this a symbol of something? What is all life? It is awareness like the sun shining. And see, all the time we've been together, and I keep going back to that, but you keep going to your mind. And yes, we have the things in creation, but they are not what's real. They are something for creation. That's it. And we, change the name. LC, Valis, new man, all these things. These are in creation. These are just things that we play with. First is awareness. You want that comparison with you. It's the heart of you. It's your being. That's why I'm doing these pictures with my hand out. It's awareness. That's first. Yeah. You carry that seeing with you, that seeing and being, that life is awareness, and that these are just things, and that's all they are. Yes, they're helpful things, and they're better, some are better than others, but they don't replace, it's just stuff. And it will all just go to nothing at some point, but right now, and just like your experience, going through all that, it'll all be a puff of smoke. But right now, we're going through it. And just like when Pierce shared his experience the other day about the flying saucers and all that stuff, all that cool stuff, and it's fun, it's cool, kid stuff. And then Rebazar said, Pierce, it's all mind stuff. Oh, it is. See, so what I'm saying is that there's this fine line to where we start thinking in the terms that, this means something. This is whatever, you see? And this is where this constantly has to be managed. This is where I saw the new man, instead of like, it's new management. Just managing this so it doesn't start to get strange. And I'm going to write a group. I just saw it yesterday. I was looking at this. The sun or earth. So the earth represents creation. It's a representation of creation because we're here, we're creating, we're doing whatever, and all through creation it's the same. It looks different, but you know what? They got different flowers on Mars or whatever. Don't matter. It's the same thing. See? So you decide. You want to be like the sun, or you want to be the earth, or do you want to be halfway where you mix the two? You see? Where you've got the head of a goat and the body of a man. Whatever. Okay? So we've seen that too. You see? You're the decider, aren't you? So how real do you want to get? So all this stuff that we've experienced on the earth, all these relationships, families, all these cute little ideas, is that what you want to be? Or do you want to be a real life free being? Better than the sun shining. Only you can decide that. Or do you want to stay attached to these other unaware souls that don't know what they're doing and will trip their way into their future lifetimes? You decide. Okay? You need that comparison. First is awareness. And that's what it's all about. That's all. And then you have this little crystal in your hand. Compare it to the sky. Just a little crystal. But it is something, yeah. It's like the key to your car, it starts the car. But it's just a little key. It's just a thing. All these things. And when all these things fall away, we see ourselves for who we is. We are shining beings. But we need creation at the same time because we make the choice as to what we want to be and see. So now we see the crystal as really a little tiny thing, don't we? Really little tiny. Fits right in your hand. So that's just a view. You decide. You're the decider. You've got to be a risk taker to do this. Look, you got to see that more and more, that the only thing that got you here is taking the risk to see something that you didn't see before. Where everybody else, whoa, they're wondering. You know, I remember this one experience with Linda Cooper many years ago, and she was visiting Rebazar's hut. And there was a bunch of people outside the hut standing there, you know, just kind of on the outskirts of the property, you might say, a little bit. And, you know, she was wondering, well, who are all those people out there? And Rebazar looked at him and said to her, basic idea, I don't remember exactly what he said to her, but basically it was that, well, these are people that are just wondering what to do, and they're thinking that, you know, blah, 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 they want this or that. But he's only going to pick them out of the crowd when he sees that there's a potential. But the others, they got so many ideas going. And I remember one time in Huntington Beach, this was probably 20, 25 years ago, no, more than that, 30 years ago. I went and picked up a bunch of Mexicans to work one day. I went up to Beach and Slater. It's a couple miles from my house. I needed someone. And a whole bunch of Mexicans, because I've used them before, a whole bunch of Mexicans came to the car. They jump on the car. They bang the car even when there's about 15 of them there. And I looked at the crowd, and there was one guy that kind of stood back. A young guy, good-looking kid. His name was Polly. I pointed to him, and I said, you. And he got in the truck. And his name was Polly. And I'd never heard that Mexican name before. Anyhow, he was about 25, I guess, and very humble kid. Spoke a few English words. But then I started to work with him. And anything I told him to do, he said, okay. That's all he said, okay. And you know, within a year, he could do his own stuff, his own jobs, whatever. I used to trade him off with a friend of mine. But he became so aware that doing the skill saw, building, cutting, just doing all kinds of stuff. Because all he said when I asked him to do something was, okay. And so that's how simple it is. Again, the sun shining, it comes first. It's everything. And beyond that, yeah. So we're having fun in creation, but we want to be very, very objective at all times and let everybody that we know have their free will. Yeah. And even the thing with Lindsay on the real side, I am not looking forward to any of that unless she decides that she will step up. Now that can be on the real side, but that doesn't mean it will be here. So I don't even consider it. And she's not my daughter, she's the daughter. I see her as her own being, like I see everybody, because all of us are special. All of us are awesome. And I don't want to interfere. I just want to see everybody be themselves, and let's have fun together, just simply doing our part. That's all. I'm just management. And that's the fun part. Yeah.